All right. Are you sick and tired of the guilt trips, the shaming yourself, the setbacks, all because of this battle with emotional eating? Do you want to get on the right track with your weight loss and your food so you can become the boss of your own body and finally lose and keep this weight off? If so, this is the training for you today here. So what's going on, everybody? My name is Caden Hayward. I'm the CEO and founder of Coach Hayward. We specialize in helping specifically 40 plus age women permanently lose weight and make a lifestyle and not a diet. Today, I'm going to teach you guys on how to beat the battle of emotional eating so you can lose weight and become the boss of your own body. All right. So we're going to dive in here. First things first, if you do get value from this, if this helps you in any way, if you like this stuff, please make sure you leave a like, a subscribe, and that really helps me out, and that helps at showing other people who have the same battle as well. So if you feel like this helps you out, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. That's all I ask, and let's dive in here. All right. So three main things for today: triggers, handling stress and emotions, and why it happens, like the science behind it. So first and foremost, I want to make this training here because I work with a lot of ladies who have the stress eating battle and emotional eating battle. And I really feel for you girls because it's such a frustrating battle when you're trying so hard to lose weight. You're trying to follow your meal planning, you're trying to get your workouts in, but then these constant setbacks keep knocking you down, knocking you down, knocking you down. And what often happens to this is they end up giving up because it's self-sabotage. Feel so guilty, they feel so ashamed, embarrassed that they just give up. First things first, stop giving up. Okay, stop giving up. You gotta want this change bad enough to go through these battles. All right, because those who want this bad enough are willing to go through these ups and down slopes because they know how good it's going to be on the other side. But those who just kind of want to make this change will let any kind of slip up knock them off track and quit. So that's the first tip here for today, y'all. And it's very plain Jane, but stop giving up on yourself because this change is everything. I promise you, it's literally everything. It's going to cause the best changes in your entire life. So treat it that way and don't let these little bumps knock you off track anymore, because if you quit, you're never going to break this cycle. But if you keep trying and if you keep working on it, if you keep getting back up, you have a shot at changing. And I believe, my personal belief system is that if you do not quit, you will not lose. That's my motto. All right. So let's jump in here. So that's the importance of this training here today. So first and foremost, let's talk about why it happens in emotional eating and whatnot. So first and foremost, when we get stressed out, life events happen, situations, problems, stuff like that. What happens is that our body releases cortisol and adrenaline. Now, when this gets released, we have a natural tendency to get cravings for sugary foods and carbs. The reason why is because it's going to release this reward center in our brain that's going to make this pleasurable feeling. It's going to make us feel good temporarily. Okay, it's only temporarily. It's like a drug. We get the hit, we feel good temporarily, and then there's the withdrawal, the guilt, the shame, we feel horrible better, right? It's all a cycle, guys. It's all a very like a cycle. So many things connect. If we look around, drugs, food addictions, it's all the same. It's all very like connected. And then this becomes a pattern, right? So then whenever whenever we have emotional issues and stress, we just go out for this pattern. We start getting into this habit of the stress eating because it's just numbing. It makes us feel good temporarily, and it's just constant cycle. And that's where it becomes so annoying and so stressful because it's a battle, right? We don't want to necessarily keep doing it, but then we talk ourselves into it, and we feel like it's the right thing to do in the moment. And it's all lies. It's all fake. Okay. And it's because that's how we handle our emotions and stress. We got to break that pattern, and we got to have different mechanisms, different ways to handle our stress and our emotions, so that way we can break this pattern once and for all and keep on track with our goals. Mind you, as you're healing and as you're making this change, it's not going to be overnight. You're not going to be perfect overnight. You're still going to have slip-ups, but they're going to be learning lessons, right? You never really lose if you don't quit. You just learn and you get back up and you keep trying. But again, you gotta want it for yourself, all right? So that's what the science behind why this happens. Now, a lot of women too can relate to this because when your hormones change, either if you're going through your cycle, if you're pregnant, if you're going through menopause, you guys probably get these weird cravings, right? Like, why am I craving pickles right now? And pickles and ice cream, or root beer and ice cream. And it's like, what is going on? It's because your body's, the hormones, and when that happens, you get these weird cravings, okay? So very interesting. So let's talk about some triggers here, common triggers when it comes to this. So number one, of course, stress, right? Stress can come from many things: work, finances, relationships, loneliness, sadness, depression. Reality, if you're not happy with yourself and you're not happy with your reality, and instead of facing that, you want to block it off and try to numb away the problem. Like a lot of people I talk to, and there's no judgment here because I dealt with the same exact things here. But a lot of people I talk to when it comes to their weight, they don't want to, they don't like the reality of it, right? So they cover up, they wear the baggy clothing, the black clothing, to hide everything. And it's like, the more we hide away, the worse it's going to get, guys. And this is why it's so important that we need to understand this, that emotional eating is not good. It can cause some very bad effects. Like number one, weight gain. It's going to cause a lot of weight gain. It's going to cause that stress belly. More belly fat we have, the more health, like diseases and health issues we're going to have in the future. So it's very important that we handle this, because typically when we give them the emotional eating and stress eating, it's not like we're going to be eating steak, right? It's going to be the carbs. It's going to be the unhealthy foods, the high calorie meals that's going to cause us to gain weight. Okay. And chronic stress leads to health issues. Stress is a killer. Stress is a killer. So we need to manage it better. All right. So let's dive in here on some more triggers. So I got the triggers right there. Now let's talk about, how do we handle this? How do we fix this? So I want you to think about this. Think about your emotional eating as a pattern. Okay. Think of it like a pattern. That's kind of how I like to face this. So let's say, like, you know, I always use the example of a smoker. Okay. Smokers have a pattern when it comes to smoking. Like, let's say you're at work, you're doing your job and everything. Someone walks by you and they smell like cigarettes or something. That's like the trigger. That's the cue. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to go for a smoke. Or it's like you look at the time, and it's a certain time that you always go for a smoke. That's the trigger right there. Oh, okay. Can I go smoke? And then you go out and you get to smoke. And then so you take action to go outside and smoke, and then you smoke and you get that feeling of whatever the nicotine or whatever does to your body. And then that's like the reward system, right? So it's like a 3-step pattern. I believe there's like 3 or 4 steps. So the first step to handling this, guys, is we need to figure out our own patterns, right? Do I come home after work and am I very stressed out? So then I stress it as soon as I get home on the couch and I just start eating. Is it at night after the kids are to bed and I feel like I'm alone and I'm lonely and I have no me time? So then I stress eat at nighttime. I eat the ice cream, the chips, the kids' snacks. Find your pattern. What is your pattern? And then make sure you know exactly what that pattern is. Because the first step to solving any problem, I got to slow down my talking here. I'm just too excited to teach you guys. The first step to solving any problem is to be aware that you have a problem, right? What is the actual problem? What is the pattern? So first we want to figure out the pattern, right? Once we figure out the pattern, now we can put steps in place to break it. How do we put steps in place to break it? Is you got to switch how you deal with your stress. So the first thing you can do is set yourself up for success. Before you even get stressed out, try to get yourself ready for the day. And my personal way to do this, because as a business owner and a coach and dealing with a bunch of people's problems and stuff, a lot of therapists can probably relate to this, is that I have a lot of stress on my back. You know, I got a team that I got to make sure their families are fed. I got to make sure they're fed. I got all these clients that I need to make sure that they're succeeding and winning. So there's a lot of stress on my back often. So my first thing that I do for my day, and this is what works for me personally, okay? And is I have a morning routine. I have a very structured morning routine I do every single day to get my mind on track. Because I personally believe if you can callous your mind in the morning, if you can handle your anxiety and your stress in the morning and calm that mind, get present, you're going to handle life stresses a lot easier. But if you wake up and you're instantly checking your phone, if you're rushing to work, if you're eating crappy food, you're ruining your energy levels, spiking your cortisol, stressed out because you're late to work, that's going to cause you to be in like this fight or flight zone, and you're not going to be able to handle life stresses through the day. You're going to be like on high trigger alert all the time. So then the next thing, the kid messes up, your kid gets in trouble at school, they fail a test, boom, blows up. All right. And then what do we do to handle stress? Back to the food. So try to handle stress before it even happens. I personally recommend meditation in the morning. Get your mind calm. You'll realize you are not your thoughts. Thoughts are just randomly coming around. So meditation can help you get present. Yoga is another one because it puts the mind-body connection so we can deal with life and situations much better. Anything that calm and ooze the mind. Next things is do self-care. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. high protein, healthy breakfast, listen to positive music, positive podcasts, influential people who are actually positive and good for you. Things like that in the morning, like do these things. And I promise you, it really, really does help handle stress. The next thing you can do is move your body. Move your body. This is one thing I'm so glad that my father taught me when I was younger. Every time I blew up, every time I'm stressed out, he's like, man, get out of the house, go for a run or go work out, move your body. And what I realized is I would move my body and it would calm me down. I wouldn't want to tear someone's head off. I would just be calm and I'd be relaxed. And I could handle myself better because sometimes we just get way too overworked, guys. In our body, we just need to release it. Either if that's dancing, Zumba, lifting weights, going for a run, bicycling, anything. Move your body in the morning, in the evening, whatever works best for you. Just get that movement in. I had a week where I was sick the other week and I couldn't work out and I was so stressed out and crappy feeling. I just like it was crazy the difference. I promise you. Fall in love with movement. Don't think of movement as a punishment and sweating and stuff like that. Think of it as something that's good for you, that you want to do. You want to move your body and you'll like it. I promise the more you do it, it's just like anything, right? So the next thing here that we can do to handle our stress. So those are things that you can do to set yourself up for success. The next thing is make sure you get enough sleep at night because that's going to mess up your hunger hormones and your stress hormones as well. So make sure you're sleeping properly at nighttime. That's a huge, huge key. I know I'm a different person. If I have 1 hour less of sleep in the nighttime, I'm a different person. Like I don't want to be around anybody. So make sure you're sleeping enough at nighttime. Okay. Self-love, sleeping enough at nighttime, meditation, setting yourself up for success, the routine, the working out. Those are all what we covered so far. Next things that we can do here to break this pattern. Okay, so those are all steps. I would say have 3 solutions to how you're going to handle your stress. The next thing is, of course, keep the snacks and all the crap, all the triggers out of the house, right? If you're a smoker trying to quit smoking, you're not going to keep cigarettes in the house, right? Why would you? You're going to throw those away. So same thing with unhealthy snacks, sugary food, stuff like that. The next thing here, the next things that you can do is like reading and journaling. That can help, just taking your emotions and pouring it out into a book so you're not storing it all in your mind and your heart. Therapy, getting a coach, getting support, getting accountability, like someone who can help you manage this and guide you. That's a very, very helpful thing. New rituals, so movement, facing ourselves. So that means like instead of shying away from your problems because they won't go away if you do, face them. What is my reality? What do I not like? Okay, I'm the creator of my own world. I can change this. I have that power, right? Remind yourself of that. Next thing is breathing techniques. Breathe into your stomach, in your nose, into your stomach. A lot of us are mouth breathers and we go into our chest and it's anxiety filled. It's not good at all. It can also cause back pain as well. So make sure you're breathing into your stomach area. Think of it as like you want to push the air into the bottom of your lungs. I close my eyes so I can visualize it. The bottom of your lungs, fill up your lower stomach first, and then let it come to the top. So it's like 2 seconds in. So, and then hold, and then out your mouth. So 2 seconds in, out. Sometimes, guys, all we need to do is we got to get present. Okay, sometimes for me personally, when I'm really stressed out, I'm overwhelmed, too much is going on. I'm stressed out about the future. I'm thinking of the past, anxiety, all my problems is all I'm focused on. I need to start shifting my focus and focus on the good and realize like, hey, 90 or 80% of the problems I make up in my head, and this is a fact, but for all us humans, 80 or so percent of the problems you make up your head, they never actually come true. So you spend all this energy, all this time stressing about this crap that's not even gonna happen. And I'm speaking to you moms who have all this anxiety about your kids. I know you have it because my mom was like that. Understand it's all gonna be okay. All right, it's all gonna be okay. And you're doing an amazing job. All right, especially if you're watching this training, you're doing a fantastic job because you're working on healing and fixing yourself. And that's the best thing you can do for yourself. So you should be so proud of yourself. So anyways, facing ourselves, breathing techniques. There's another one. This is a new thing coming out, is about your vagus nerve, and you can do things like a certain ice, like putting your face in ice water, like ice water, doing a certain technique there to help with your cortisol levels. There's something that you should look into there on YouTube, and there's also like a vagus nerve meditation, which is super, super helpful. And walking. Go for a walk, listen to good music, hang out with your friends, talk to your friends, have like that friend that you can talk to. There's so much people out there with so much resources to help you out, and then remove the temptations. All right, so those are all things that you can do here to help with your emotional eating battle. Now, remember, it's not going to be a clean slate. You're not going to fix it overnight. It's something that you got to work on, right? It's just like a skill. It's like when you're younger and you're learning math, at first we all suck. We have no idea what the teacher's talking about, but we keep practicing, right? And they keep teaching us and they stick with it. Imagine if you had the choice where you could just give up in school. We would just give up the first day because like, this is not fun. I don't want to do this, right? So that's why I love being a coach, because I hold my clients accountable. And the second they sign up, they just show themselves they're worth it. They're in, they're committed now. And sometimes that's what we need to do. Sometimes we just need to make that massive commitment and go all in and make it happen. No plan B, right? So that's the training for today, y'all, though. I really hope this helped you out. Now, if you do want some personal one-on-one help, I can 100% help you out. My team is amazing for helping out with emotional eating, taking control of your food. If you do want this help, there's a link to apply in the description. You apply for help there. If you're a good fit, we'll send you a personalized game plan going over my process and what it all entails. So if you want that help, take that step forward, only if you're an action taker and only if you're serious about actually changing. All right? That's the training for today, though, y'all. I hope this helped you out in some sort of way with your emotional eating and helping you take control of your food just a little bit closer. If it did, make sure you subscribe below. Make sure you like this video, share it to a friend, and I will see you guys on the next training for some more. All right. By the way, one more thing. If you're on YouTube here and you don't know who I am, you can follow me at coach.hayward on Instagram. I'll see you guys later.